So how much does it scare you that last night the turnovers flipped and Golden State had 20 turnovers and Cleveland had only 9 turnovers, and it was still a wipeout?
Skip, it's concerning, but I look at this. J.R. Smith played 14 minutes, gave us 0 points. Tristan Thompson, the reason why he's ineffective is because Zaza doesn't play much. So now when they go to their lineup, KD is playing the 4, Draymond's playing the 5.
I think KD is kind of playing the 5.
Well,
He's like, whatever.
But he has to play Draymond or he has to play KD. In any situation, he's a mismatch. And so when somebody turns the corner, you come to help. They either get layups or they get kicks. And then when they get long rebounds, because you're scrambling, the ball somehow goes right to KD or Steph or Clay. Skip, unless if I'm Coach Lou, I'm gonna sit JR. I'm gonna start Shump, and one of my first guys off the bench is gonna be Derek Williams, because you can't ask Bron to give you a triple-double and try to play defense on KD. You need bodies.
I thought he was Mount Rushmore. Why can't you ask him to do that?
But the same reason you didn't ask Michael Jordan to play Magic after he cooked him for a triple-double in Game 1 of the '91 Finals.
Who won that series?
Skip, all I'm saying is that normally the best player, Larry Bird never played the best opposing offensive player, because you needed to save those legs for the offensive end. Let Shump bang on him. Let Derek Williams, because although Derek Williams is not a prolific scorer, he can score the basketball, and he is a big body to maybe bother KD somewhat, as much as you can bother him. I'm not saying he's not a defensive stopper, but they have to do something, because you can't get 0 points from JR, 0 points from Darren Williams. That just won't cut it. You got to make it a bench series, because their big 3, Cavs big 3, and the Warriors big 3, somehow they got to push or be within 2 or 3 points of each other. Other than that, I don't really see how they win the series.
I did like the way Shumpert came out and attacked last night, so I assume he'll be elevated in the starting lineup in place of JR, who goose-egged again last night. I assume he's got stuff on his head from off the court,
Skip, think about this, Skip. They go down, okay, they make a basket, they're down 1. The Cavs like, okay, Cavs, okay, now, baby, we're in this thing.
Oh, I can just see you saying
Skip, because, every time I watch the game, I don't have the volume on, I'm listening to Sade. I say, I turned it up a little louder because Sade was starting to swing Sweet Taboo and Tar Baby. Those are my favorite songs. So I was like, oh, yeah, we got him now, Joe. We got him now. And what did JR do?
How could you listen to that kind of music with that kind of action?
I'm superstitious, Skip. I've been listening to it the whole way.
Well, it didn't work. Start a new superstition.
I did. I started listening to Prince.
Oh, that'll work.
That didn't work either.
Now I'm afraid.
I listened to Michelle and Cello. But here's the crux of my argument, Skip. They're down 1. JR fouls KD on a 3-pointer, so he makes that 4-point play. That's 5.
It was not a smart foul.
Steph hits a 3. Now it's 8. They get a layup. It's 10. So you go from down, in under a minute, you go from being down 1. You could almost touch them, and now they're almost out of distance. And that's what they can do better than any other team that I've ever seen. They can go on these spurts of 9, 15, 20 points at the drop of a hat, and it's demoralizing. You're about to touch them, and then you can't see their tail lights. Scared. But I feel good because we're going home. All the Warriors did was hold serve. Skip, all I got to do is just hold my serve. What they need to do is slow this pace down. They had 100 shots. The Warriors had what, 86, 87?
Shots?
Yeah.
89?
89. Yep. So you're plus 11, and you lose by 19. You need to be somewhere in the 75, 80 range at the top end, because you need to minimize the possessions that you're going to give Golden State. Because if you're going to allow them to shoot 40%, 50% from the floor, Skip, and give them 89 shots, you're losing. I don't care if unless LeBron has a 50-20-20 game, if you allow them to shoot 90 shots and go 50% from the floor, because guess what? A lot of those are going to be threes.
So I told you that Golden State would win game 1 by 20, and it was by 22. Forgive me for that. Last night I said they'd win by 20, and they won by 19. And LeShannon Sharp, I hate to inform you of this, but over the first 2 games of these finals on the biggest stage in this sport, Kevin Durant's making a case that he's now the best all-around player in basketball, even better than your man LeBron James.
No, better than your guy Kawhi.
Well, he's not there right now because he got hurt by Zaza, so I can't argue him at this moment. But I'm talking about on the final stage. Wouldn't you agree so far?
Yes.
Thank you very much for saying that.
He I don't know the relationship, Skip. You could probably speak to it better than I can. I'm sure he did love Russ, but he looked at Russ as like, this is why I'm leaving. I can't win with you because at the end of the day, you would rather have stats than rings. Mm-hmm. He went to a team, the way they move the ball, you're going to get your stats. Mm-hmm. If they were to play the entirety of the game during the regular season, Kevin Durant would average about 32, Steph would average about 30, Clay would average about 24. Mm-hmm. But because they get so far ahead and they're resting, mm-hmm. they don't need all those points. 35, 11, and 7. That's what he's averaging on 50+% shooting. But in the end, Skip, KD's going to win because after this year, he's going to be in the running for the MVP. He's going to string together. They're going to win some because they're in their prime. They're going to win some more rings. And what is Russell going to have? He has one more triple-double in the regular season. He's going to have an MVP, but he's not going to even come close. You can't win a championship with a point guard that is a shoot-first, ball-dominant player. You can't win like that. You show me the point guard that you won playing that style of basketball in the 70-plus year history, and then I'll change my tune. Skip, you're not winning with him.